Guys, so this is a request video and I had somebody request on how I take notes for school. It's kind of late into the semester, but I thought I'd share how I've been taking my notes for my classes and how it's organized and how it helps me study and stay on track with school. I think that's really important to have neat notes because I'm just the type that can't stand people who take messy notes. So first of all, there's different ways, as I mentioned before, to organize your notes. I have the binder. I use a binder instead of folders and notebooks because a lot of my classes use PowerPoint lectures, and instead of writing everything down, I just print it because it saves time. So that's why I 3-hole punch it and put it into my binder. So I just have a 3-hole puncher, and that's how I put everything into my binder. And for the binder that I bring to school, I use a small thin binder. I think it's like a 1-inch binder, and this is the one that I bring to class, and this is the one that I put all my updated things, so the most recently used or written down notes, or just like the lectures for that day, so I'm not holding the whole semester worth of notes around with me. That's my one I bring to class. And then the other one that I showed you earlier is a bigger one, and this is the one that I use to hold my notes that I'm not currently using, or just notes for that I've already had an exam on. Okay, so going back to my binder that I bring to school for the day, in the front is where I have all of my syllabi, so my schedule for all my classes, and I highlight whenever I have like an exam. So 3 exams, just like, and it has all my readings in here. So I have them all in those sheet protectors, so they're easy for me to flip through and they don't get damaged. So that's all in the front. So right when I open my binder, I'm going to check, oh, what is it I need to do today, or when is my next exam, when is the next review day. So that's in the front, and then I just have my tabs right here. These are the large tabs, and it has my 3 classes that I usually have lots of notes for. So that's organic chem, microbiology, and my pharmacy class. And the thing I love about these dividers is they have pockets on either side, so you have extra storage to put like handouts and stuff. Okay, as for the taking notes part, I know everyone takes notes differently. I'm just going to show you how my notes look. I guess that'll just be the best way to show you guys. So for my notes, I go by chapters. So this, I'm just going to show you my chapter 1. This is the chapter 1. I put the title, I underline it, and then I keep going by different sections, like 1.1, 1.2, and you keep going. And each section I highlight in a different color, and then the details that are really important I highlight in yellow. It's really great to draw pictures also, if you have a class that needs you to draw pictures. So as you can see, I draw little structures on my notes. If you have different acronyms to remember things, do that. Arrows are really great. I use arrows all the time, different chemical structures. This may not pertain to everyone, but just showing you if you guys need to draw a picture. If you're taking anatomy, you need to draw something, or math, if you have like an important equation, you can write that down. Things like that. I always use arrows. Arrows are really good for pointing out things that increase to decrease, things that change from one thing to another. Arrows are very good in notes. It's like a shorthand way of taking notes. Here's another view of how I do my notes. I draw all of them, and then I have them labeled on the bottom. So yeah, just go in the order that the chapters thing about taking notes is color coding them. This is optional, but it's a must for me because I can see things better and things pop out instead of all just plain black ink. So in Office Max one day I bought all these colored what are these, Pentel? These Pentel RSVP pens, and these are my favorite because I love ballpoint pens. Or I write nicely with them and they glide really nicely. So all these colors, and I just color code all my things like that. Depending on what color I feel like I want to use that day, this is what I use. Very easy if you want to do grass and you need like two different lines. They need to be different colors. If you need to point out something in red, maybe that's important, or anything like that, you can choose whatever color you want. Maybe you want to put the titles different colors so they stand out, an equation so it stands out. This is a very good strategy. And to add more color to your notes, you can use different colored highlighters as I showed you. These are just Sharpie highlighters right here. Different colors. My yellow ran out, so I'm going to orange, which is almost out also. But, oops, this is really great for, again, going through your notes. Once you write your notes, go home, go through it with a highlighter, and it'll stay in your brain instead of cramming. So that's just like a view of my notes. Like this. It's different colors. Like one line is green, one line is pink. So that's really good in how I take notes. That strategy that you guys could try out. As for other classes that require like for you to print out PowerPoints, I'll show you my pharmacy class, and we have PowerPoints that I print out like this. It's best to try to print out the most slides you could fit on a sheet of paper, but you want to make sure that you're able to read it. You don't want the font to be too small. So with this one I just have 4 because the words are already pretty small, and I print them back and forth, okay, on either side just to save paper. It may take more time to print it back and forth because you print each page one by one and flip it, but it's really worth it. Especially it saves a lot of room and weight from your binder, and it saves you money from not buying so much printing paper. So I just print it. It's not very special. And in class, when he's going over it, just take your own little notes on top of that. As you can see, I use like purple, so it isn't black on black. There's some more notes. Just taking little side notes. And it's good that you have all this room too if you want to put more side notes. Use arrows, point to things, circle things that seem important to you, or circle things that you think you need to study more because maybe you just don't understand that part. Yeah, so PowerPoints, again, a lot of teachers are using PowerPoints nowadays, and nothing you can do about it, but just print it out. Try to be organized, and in the long run, it's really going to help you when it comes time to your exam. I'm going to show you one of my study guides that I make. So this is for microbiology. Okay, so first I go by chapter. This is chapter 15, and then it's all in green, so I can already find the next chapter because it's in green. I start off with the chapter, and then I go to the study guide terms, which is the main terms that I should know for this chapter. So that's the study guide terms. And then you start just going into detail about each one. Go into sections and then into smaller sections, as you can see. Kind of self-explanatory how it kind of just, goes into each category. And it's really important to use bullets, numbers. As you can see, I use a lot of bullets to separate things. Also, in your study guide, it's not required, but you guys can put pictures so you remember how they look. And if you see how they look, how it works, you can explain it in words. So this is just enzyme with the substrate and active slate. Oh, boring stuff. And also you can put tables. Make your own tables to separate things. Here I drew some graphs. This is just hand drawn, and I use different highlighters to just highlight the different ones. It's good to draw things because then it's kind of in your mind, oh, I remember drawing this, I remember how it looked in my study guide. So again, here's another table. I made like a table summary. And then here I have like a picture, a diagram of, what is this, amino acids. Just the different structures. Here's another important one. If you have graphs, you need to remember. Just copy paste it, put it in there. The way I study is I sit down with my textbook and I go through my notes and go through the textbook and just start typing the notes and already in my mind putting them into categories. And then I print it out and then I go through it with my highlighters. I get all of my highlighters out and I go through them. I go through all the notes. I go through the chapters, the subtopics, and then the details, the definitions, of course the study guide terms, and I go all through it with my highlighter. So I kind of just briefly go, okay, see what I need to study. Then I put the highlighters away. I take out like a black pen or one of my ballpoint pens, and I go through it and I add little notes to it, like different acronyms or different ways to remember things. If I have any just, play on words that will help me remember something, I'll write it down. So that's the second time I go through it. So then it's kind of really seeping into your brain. And then the last time is when I go through it one more time and I try to test myself. I look at the first word, kind of look away and be like, okay, let's see if I remember it. And if I don't, I'll go back and then I'll retest myself later. And it just goes into your brain that way by repetitiveness. Don't look at it like one section at a time and just kind of go over it and layer it on. That's how it works for me. And my number one study guide tip is to sleep. A lot of people say they're going to pull all-nighters, this and that. When I say all-nighters, I still sleep. Because sleep is where your brain stores everything. Your brain puts everything in the little storage cabinets, and when in the morning, even though you might be tired, you'll be surprised at how much information you retained just from getting sleep. So no matter what, don't just stay up. Don't stay up, then go take the test. Like, have your mind relax for a little bit and really absorb everything that you studied, okay? So I hope that helped. I know it was kind of long, but I really wanted to go over like how you do study guides. I really love study guides. They help me so much, and that's just how I do my study guides. That same study guide applies to different classes also. And these are just great too if you have your study guides done. When it comes time for the final, you'll have all of them ready and you'll have all the key points, all your notes done, your work is done for you already. So yeah, I hope that helped you guys, and I guess I'm just going to say good luck to you guys for school and try not to stress out too much. School is school. You can't finish it unless you get through it, and you guys will get through it. So thank you guys for watching. Bye.